Falling into a vat of molten chocolate, breaking your neck while celebrating a goal, or being crushed to death by a drawbridge. These might sound like bizarre accidents from a movie, but they're all too real and utterly tragic.
I'm in help! 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 Send officers immediately. I'm almost dead.
Welcome back to another jaw-dropping episode of Worst Ways People Have Died, Part 4. In 2014, Peter B Aanga, a midfielder in the Mizoram Premier League, a state-level competition in India's third tier of football, met a tragic end during a match. On October 14th, he scored an equalizer in the 62nd minute and attempted a celebratory somersault. However, he landed awkwardly on his head and neck, severely damaging his spinal cord. Peter was rushed to the hospital and underwent emergency surgery, but his injuries proved fatal. He passed away 5 days later. In his honor, Bethlehem Venklang FC retired his jersey number 21. The heartbreaking incident sparked discussions about the risks of acrobatic goal celebrations and prompted calls for stricter guidelines to prevent similar tragedies. In 1996, a tragic event unfolded on a Dubai beach during a family picnic. A 20-year-old woman began drowning, but when lifeguards tried to save her, her father, a tall and strong Asian expat, intervened. He physically blocked their rescue attempts, reportedly telling them he preferred his daughter dead than to be touched by a strange man. Despite their efforts to save her, the young woman tragically drowned. Dubai police later arrested the father for obstructing the rescue. Lieutenant Colonel Ahmed Burkabah, deputy director of the police's search and rescue department, revealed the shocking details, which sparked widespread outrage. In December 2016, a devastating accident occurred at the Sergeyev Posad confectionery factory in Fedortsovo, Russia, approximately 80 miles northeast of Moscow. Svetlana Roslina, a 24-year-old mother of two, tragically lost her life after falling into a vat of molten chocolate. Conflicting reports emerged about how Svetlana ended up in the vat. One account suggests she accidentally dropped her mobile phone into the container and fell in while trying to retrieve it. Another version claims she slipped while emptying a heavy sack of ingredients into the mixer. Regardless of the exact cause, the outcome was horrifying. Svetlana became trapped in the tank, and the rotating blades inside the vat made any chance of escape impossible. Reports later stated that only her legs remained intact after the incident. Svetlana Roslina was a dedicated wife and mother, leaving behind her husband, Vladimir, and two young children, both under the age of 5. On December 31, 2013, a tragic accident on the Meridian Street Bridge in East Boston claimed the life of 46-year-old Aura Garcia, known affectionately by her friends as Laura. The heartbreaking incident unfolded just before noon as Garcia attempted to cross the drawbridge over the Chelsea River. As Garcia was walking across the bridge, the operator, unaware of her presence, began raising it to allow a boat to pass. Trapped on the structure as it lifted, Garcia grabbed one of the rising bridge plates to avoid falling. Witnesses recalled her desperate screams for help as she dangled precariously over the river, clinging to the metal plate for about a minute. Tragically, the operator, upon realizing what was happening, attempted to lower the bridge to save her. However, this action led to an even more devastating outcome, crushing Garcia between the massive bridge plates. Emergency services were called at 12:21 p.m., but it was too late. She suffered catastrophic trauma and was pronounced dead at the scene. Recovering Garcia's body proved challenging. Firefighters worked for hours, finally bringing her down at 4:30 p.m.
I wish she was right beside me. And take the time to tell her how much I love her.
Aura Garcia, a devoted mother, left behind 2 children, a 15-year-old daughter and a 3-year-old son. On December 1, 2014, a tragic workplace accident claimed the life of 21-year-old Brooke Bars, a talented member of the Winona State University gymnastics team. While working at the Wing Dam Saloon and Grill in Fountain City, Wisconsin, Brooke was fatally injured in an incident involving a food elevator, commonly known as a dumbwaiter. Brooke was serving and bartending on the second floor of the restaurant when, around 7:54 p.m., the dumbwaiter began descending to the first floor. A cook, expecting to find dirty dishes inside the cab, was horrified to discover Brooke trapped within it. An autopsy revealed that Brooke suffered crushing injuries to her brainstem and cerebellum. Her head was positioned almost entirely inside the cab as it descended, likely causing her fatal injuries when it passed the second-floor sill. Police determined no foul play, concluding that Brooke's death was a tragic accident. Kyle Plush's death on April 10, 2018, was not only heartbreaking but entirely avoidable. The 16-year-old Seven Hills school student tragically lost his life in his 2004 Honda Odyssey minivan, trapped under circumstances that could have been prevented if the systems in place had functioned as they should. Here's a timeline of what happened. 3 p.m., Kyle opened the rear of his minivan to grab his tennis gear. As he reached into the vehicle, the third-row bench seat unexpectedly flipped backward, pinning him upside down. His head was forced into the rear well of the car while his legs were trapped against the back door. Desperate and unable to free himself, Kyle did the only thing he could. He used Siri on his iPhone to call 911. 3:16 p.m., the first 911 call.
I'm in help. 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 I'm so in my bed outside the 7 Hills parking lot.
The Seven Hills what parking lot?
Kyle's voice was muffled, but his fear was unmistakable. He pleaded for help, telling the dispatcher that he was stuck in his van and couldn't move. The dispatcher struggled to understand his words but sent police officers to the school parking lot to investigate.
I'm gonna die here.
Minutes later, officers arrived but conducted only a cursory search of the area. They did not see Kyle or his vehicle. Assuming the call might have been a mistake, they left without finding him. 3:35 p.m., the second 911 call. Still trapped, Kyle managed to call 911 again. This time his words were clearer.
I probably don't have much time left to tell my mom that I love her if I die. This is not a joke. This is not a joke. Send officers immediately. I'm almost dead.
It was a desperate cry for help. Yet, heartbreakingly, the dispatcher failed to relay this critical information to the officers still near the scene. As time ticked on, Kyle's strength waned under the weight of the seat compressing his chest. 9 p.m., a father's worst nightmare. Nearly 6 hours after Kyle's first call, his parents grew increasingly worried. Using a phone locating app, his father tracked Kyle's device to the school parking lot. Rushing to the scene, he discovered the minivan with Kyle still inside. By then, it was too late. Kyle had passed away, his body unable to withstand the pressure of the seat. The coroner later confirmed that he died of asphyxia due to chest compression. Kyle's death wasn't just a tragedy, it was completely preventable. A series of failures in the city's emergency response system doomed him. In 2021, the Plush family received a $6 million settlement, along with a commitment to spend $250,000 on an external review of the city's 911 services. Life can be unpredictable, sometimes in the most tragic and unimaginable ways. In today's video, We've shared stories that are as shocking as they are heartbreaking. From a joyous celebration that ended in tragedy to a drawbridge rising too soon, and even accidents involving something as ordinary as a minivan seat. These are reminders of how fragile life truly is. Each story is a life cut short, a moment that became something no one could have expected. Let's honor these stories by reflecting on the importance of safety, compassion, and the preciousness of our time here. If this video resonated with you or made you think, we'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Just remember to keep it kind and respectful. And if you're interested in more stories like these, consider subscribing for more true crime and real-life mysteries. Thanks for watching, and take care of yourselves and each other.